guys, you're watching This Side Up for StealthyBox.com with me, Gemma Morgan, bringing you the day's news and previews for all things PlayStation 4. Today's Wednesday the 3rd of December and it is the 20th anniversary of the release of the original PlayStation. And to commemorate this, Sony are going to be releasing a very limited edition version of the PlayStation 4 in the original PlayStation colours. So what it is, they're going to be releasing this very limited edition of the PlayStation 4. There's only going to be 12,300 total units, so very, very limited. We have no details as of yet on how we're going to be able to get a hold of this new PlayStation 4. We're hoping details will be announced during PlayStation Experience on Saturday. So yeah, it's in the original PlayStation colours. It's all grey. It's got a little tag on it saying which number yours is. It's all decorated kind of like the original PlayStation. It looks really cool, and I'm hoping it's not going to be only so many people are able to get it and they hoard it and then sell it off for ridiculous prices, because that would truly suck. But I'm hoping maybe they do like a raffle or something. You enter into a competition and you're able to get one. That would be pretty cool. At least it'd be fairer. But yeah, we'll find out more details at the weekend of this limited edition PlayStation 4. So, Turtle Rock Studios have released a trailer for Evolve called Why We Hunt. So, Evolve is like a 4 versus 1, almost Team Fortress 2 type of shooter, first-person shooter, third-person fighting game in a way. Yeah, it's kind of like Team Fortress 2. And the trailer today, Why We Hunt, is sort of to give players some backstory, a kind of reasoning as to why they're going into what their motivation is for playing the game. So what it is that you are a hunter and you've gone to a distant planet to fight off these monsters. This is a colonized planet, and it was like the most prosperous planet or something like that. But now these huge monsters have come and taken over. You've been hired as a hunter with these other hunters to try and take down these monsters. So we've got lots of cool different looking characters. Like they had, like they were saying, you've got the medic, you've got the support, you've got the heavy, you know, all the kind of stuff you expect in that sort of game. And yeah, they showed off all the cool monsters. I love the idea of this. I'm not really a fan of like I don't know, like Team Fortress 2 and games like that. They're just not really my thing. I don't really like being competitive, but they said you're going to be able to play it basically how you want. So I think the idea of having a monster going around and being able to gobble up all different power-ups so he grows huge to be able to take on these hunters sounds really amazing. The trailer looks really cool. It shows off all the monsters well. You see all the hunters going around these different forests and stuff. It looks really cool, and I'm looking forward to playing it. It's been delayed until February 2015. It's only a slight delay, but I know a lot of people are really looking forward to playing it, and I am too now. I've discovered this game and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Right, so Sony have released a teaser trailer for a game called Emagon. It's basically, they showed a trailer, and the trailer's all in Spanish, and it was released on the Spanish PlayStation blog, and it's just this person walking through a kind of autumnal sort of forest, and he brings out a compass, and you see him wearing like big chunky boots, and he's just kind of walking through this forest, and it's really beautiful. It's clearly meant for next gen consoles. It is absolutely stunning. It looks amazing. And as he's walking through this forest, he kind of comes to an end and he pulls back some leaves, and then there's just this arid land. It's just this desert area, and you kind of zoom across, and then you see this little plant kind of come out from the ground, and then it says the Emagon label, and it says that it said you'll find out basically on December 5th. So it's what we don't really know much at the moment. I mean, from what we know, it's like it could be a rearranged word of game on, or backwards of no game. And like I said, nothing is known at the moment, but if it actually is a game and not just like a demo of something, just like a tech demo or something like that of what they're thinking of doing, then we'll find out during PlayStation Experience. But it looks pretty cool. It looks stunning, and I'd really love to play like it. Maybe it's a survival game, kind of like a realistic Minecraft. Maybe that's what I was thinking. It'd be really cool to have a survival game, but more realistic, where you actually have to go hunt and get your food and actually be able to survive. But then the kind of arid land sort of thing doesn't really add to that theory. So I'm interested to find out if it actually is a game and find out more details about it. There's nothing known about it so far, but when we know more, it'll be on December 5th. Okay, so because it is the PlayStation's, the original PlayStation's anniversary, the 20th year anniversary, I've been trying to think of some of the PlayStation games that have made an impact in my life. So, I first got my original PlayStation for my birthday many years ago. I remember seeing a friend of me and my sisters was playing Crash Bandicoot. And we both just loved this game. We would go round to this girl's house and we would play this game. We would play Crash Bandicoot on her PlayStation. So we nagged and nagged and nagged my parents to please, 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 can I have a PlayStation for my birthday? So I wake up on my birthday and I find this beautiful grey box. And I was so ecstatic. My sister and I think we might have skipped the day of school, the both of us, just so we could play the PlayStation. And you know, when you booted it up, oh God, the creepy noise the original PlayStation made, you know, like, wow, wow, it creeped me out. I didn't like it at all. So I used to kind of cover my ears or turn down the volume when it started up. I know that sounds really lame, but it did used to creep me out. So my first game when I woke up on my birthday that my sister and I had was Crash Bandicoot Warped. And we would play that game for hours. We loved that game. We managed to finish it. And I just remember my sister and I would just spend hours and hours playing that game. I remember the medieval one where the knight he had the massive sword and just go woof, straight around, and you had the frogs there who would swallow you whole. I loved the sense of humor of that game. It just had such a great sense of humor. It felt fantastic to play. It didn't feel unfair, and it's like it had some complexity to it that was not like, it wasn't hard for beginners, but it was easy to pick up and play. It just had something special about it, and I wish they'd make more Crash Bandicoot games because it was such a fantastic series. I loved it so much. And when I was younger, I used to play, though I was terrible at them, absolutely terrible, was the Tomb Raider games. The first Tomb Raider game I got was Tomb Raider 2, and the second one I got was Tomb Raider, the fourth Tomb Raider, Last Revelations. I remember exploring Lara Croft's mansion. I think it was in number 2. You got to explore her mansion and you got to dive into her pool and you were like looking around her luggage. I remember, like, because she was going abroad, and I just remember looking around this mansion and just being in awe of just being able to do this stuff. Like, wow, I can dive into her swimming pool. I can look around her mansion. I think she had a butler there. You could go into her, was it like her bedroom and different stuff? And there was a piano, I think. And I just loved it. And I remember Last Revelations, I didn't get very far in these games because they used to scare me. I know, I was such a wuss as a kid. I really was. And it just used to scare me. The wolves and stuff, they would frighten the life out of me. But I remember with Last Revelations, you had that creepy German guy at the start, during the tutorial level, you had the creepy German guy, who was that archaeologist who was kind of your mentor sort of thing. And I just remember she had like pigtails, and she was just a little squeaky girl, you know. And no, it was cool. I remember getting stuck on after the introduction level. It was like an area where there was like fire runes on the floor, and you had to jump over them. And being quite impatient, I was just like, no, done. I've had enough. I can't be bothered trying to work this out. So it pretty much had not been touched ever since. So that was the end of my Tomb Raider career. And I remember really enjoying one of the games that really meant a lot to me was Final Fantasy VII. Now, I didn't actually play Final Fantasy VII until much later on in my life. I happened to be going on holiday with Ben to Wales in a little camper van that his parents owned, and we were looking for something to kind of get involved in and play, and we decided, why don't we try and tackle Final Fantasy, because we were going to be there for like 4 weeks or something on holiday. So we decided to play Final Fantasy, and I just fell in love with this game. It was kind of one of the first games that brought me into Final Fantasy. I'd played Final Fantasy X, but it wasn't until Final Fantasy VII that I really enjoyed the series. I really got into the story. I enjoyed the characters. It's like I guess because the voice acting didn't distract me too much, because in Final Fantasy X the voice acting distracted me so much. It was nice to have no voice acting. It was really nice, and I just grew to love these characters. I grew to love the world. The music was beautiful. I did cry during that certain point. You know what I'm talking about. I did cry during that time, and it was just so perfect. I can't say anything else than the game was just perfect. It really was. It did everything right. And I know a lot of people say that that was the pinnacle of the series, but I do think that Square Enix does make some fantastic games, and I think that they're trying different things out, but we've got Final Fantasy 15 coming up in the future, so we shouldn't just throw off their future achievements just because we love Final Fantasy 7 so much. So in another late game that I played with Ben in the caravan in Wales was Silent Hill. Now, we decided to play this. I think we'd found it in a charity shop, and we decided we would play it. We booted it up, and we were terrified. Now imagine you're in a campsite. It's pitch black outside. It's raining because it's Wales, and we are playing Silent Hill. We fell in love with the game, but we were terrified. It was absolutely terrifying. I think Ben did play most of it, and I just kind of hid behind a cushion because I was so scared. I don't know if many people know that the scary children were changed into teddy bears in Europe. So when we saw that, we were just like, what is that? That looks ridiculous. But it was one of the first games, I think, that really terrified me, because I didn't really play many scary games. But the thing is, even though I was scared of the game, it was one of those games that I just wanted to learn more about Harry Mason, about what had happened to his daughter, about this crazy, surreal world he'd entered. And I loved the characters in there. They were just so weird, and I just wanted to find out more. And I just think it's such a great horror game. Ben and I did try to play Silent Hill 2, but I think we got to something crawling up underneath a car, and then we both screamed like little girls, chucked the controller to the side and said, nope, not doing it, nope. So that was the end of our Silent Hill game, or Silent Hill 2 game. And the final game that really meant a lot to me from the PlayStation is Soul Calibur 3. I was a massive fan of Soul Calibur 2, and when I finally got a hold of Soul Calibur 3, I just thought it was amazing. I loved it. I loved being able to do that board game thing that you could do. I loved the characters. I mean, the characters are pretty bland, but the roster was really cool. Tira was my absolute favorite. I loved being able to destroy people on Tira. She was just amazing. I don't know why they messed her up in future installments. She just doesn't play the same as she did in Soul Calibur 3. I think that was the first time they introduced the ability to make your own character, and you had like different fighting styles and stuff like that. But it was just such a great game. The music was fantastic. I always think the Soul Calibur games managed to do music really well, but it just scratched that fighting game itch that I hadn't experienced for a while, and subsequently I haven't really enjoyed the Soul Calibur games so much. 3 was like the pinnacle of greatness for me. Unfortunately, my disc no longer works, but if they ever re-release the game, I would be the first to download it, buy it, here, take my money. I want this game again. I loved it so much. But yeah, those are the PlayStation games that throughout the history of the consoles that I really enjoyed. And I'd love to know, guys, what have been your favorite PlayStation games throughout the different consoles history? So obviously you've got the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and of course PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and the PSP. So I'd love to know what your favorite PlayStation game has been on all of those consoles throughout the 20 years. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I babbled on so long about all my memories for the PlayStation. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Remember to like, comment, and share this video. Please visit us at stealthybox.com. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for all your PlayStation news and reviews. And until next time, guys, happy gaming.